We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fair to say. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello Romans, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Red Embrace Hollywood. We're here talking to Heath, telling him about, well, more like he's asking us about what happened at the garage. I have a feeling I don't know which one to choose, because this one's kind of silly. Maybe I have a feeling it might happen again. I hope somebody can end this war before it does. He squeezed his eyes tightly shut, digging his fingers against his bottom lip. Well, I'm so happy you came here in person, and I can see for myself that you're alright. Were you just stopping by for a drink after what happened, or did you want to ask me something? I had some questions about you. Oh, okay, let's talk about someone else. Okay, something that happened recently? Okay, ooh, shit. That's it. There were no choices. Please, me Chico, stay safe. If anything happened to you, I don't know what I'd do, so maybe no more dark parking garages alone, How about you tell that to Charisse? He chuckled as he turned away, but the strain in his voice leaked through. Alright. I left the bar's quiet ambiance, returning to the street. Okay, maybe I have like one more chance to go somewhere. I kind of want to see Marcus. As much as I hate editing whenever I have to go to Marcus's place because I had to blur literally everything. Oh, well, this part I don't have to blur it too much. I don't think this is... I don't know. I wandered over to the counter where Marcus was hunched over, scribbling something onto a postcard. Hi, Marcus. I'm Chico. He lifted his head to gasp gently at my approach, although it seemed a little too theatrical. You caught me in the midst of some leisurely scribbles, it seems. How fare you tonight, sister? I'm doing right. How about you? Alive, at least in the figurative sense. I've been having some, adventures. I want to go with the alive, at least. That's always a promising start. You came to ask something of me, though. Am I not correct? Come, what's on your mind? Okay, I have a whole lot of questions for him. What do you think of vampires and pop culture? I could have sworn I already read this. How did you know my name even though I was supposed to be turned? Wait, that was a good question. Because sooner or later I learned the name of everyone in Hollywood. Somebody said it, but I couldn't tell you who. What? Marcus gave me a simple shrug, like that was all he had to say on the matter. Pop culture? Maybe, or did I ask Randall that? I don't know. They baffle me. Why would anyone believe that a centuries-old creature could be deceived so easily by humans or even operate on normal human logic? There are indeed such foolish vampires, but they aren't the norm by any means. If they were, why we'd be a dying race instead of a dead one? Marcus sounded slightly miffed, adjusting his sunglasses with a bemused sigh. What are your thoughts on religion? Aggressively long-winded, although they boil down to something quite simple. Are you sure you wish to hear them? I would like to, yes, I guess. Very well. Clearing his throat intently, Marcus leaned in closer. Let me begin bluntly. Almost all modern Judeo-Christian ideals are despicable to me. By gathering all our natural instincts and giving them the stain of sin or ungodliness, they go against life itself, using our natures against us to control how we think and act. Many people bear a grudge against this life, the suffering and pain it brings them. The thought of an afterlife is an escape, a middle finger held up to the world, completely depriving it of any lasting value, for we are always willing to deceive ourselves, assuming deception pleases us or softens our misery. Buddhism, at least, is honest in its selfless desire to escape suffering, yet without the constant threat of suffering, I could never know true delight. He let out a soft huff, as if the idea affronted him. And those who are pagans? I don't know how to pronounce them, so sorry. Wiccans, devil worshippers, are people who pray to a hole in the ground. Why? They're all the same to me. Every human has a soul, and that soul always seeks expression, validation. It wants to be heard by something, and it wants to indulge its innate desire for power, no matter how subtle and buried it is. Okay, oh my god, I'm so tired. Religion can provide that means, and so can many other things. Are you an atheist then? Such as, what's an atheist? You guys will be like, what the fuck to me, but literally I don't dabble in religion, so No, indeed, far from it. Marcus shook his head, a distant smile drifting across his lips. Over time, I've come only to worship myself as God. Okay, not as everybody's true God, but as the God of my world, my interpretations of what I see and sense. Just hearing the word like God just reminds me of Death Note.
世の中を変えてやる
I believe everybody can become their own God. Indeed, that's what we ultimately desire, but we cannot or dare not think of it in such a way. It is a heavy burden after all. A God can blame nobody but itself for its own suffering. It cannot say my pain is your fault or shake its puny fist up at the sky. It has no excuse for dwelling in self-pity, and it must bear responsibility for every misfortune. But in the exchange for bearing the infinite weight of the world, all of the world becomes yours. How do you become your own God? This all seems a little self-important to me. It's hard for me to believe in anything except facts and science. No, I believe that you can be your own God, I guess. Because then you just believe in yourself, right? You don't believe in others. But then again, I don't know. Look at what happened at Death Note. If you guys haven't watched Death Note, watch it. Maybe not watch it, you might feel sad. A God only becomes a God when people believe in it. Just like any idea, if enough minds support it. Minds support it, it transforms into the truth. Oh my god. I'm constantly yawning. Hold on, let me drink this orange juice. The God also only needs one ultimate believer to become a God. If you are that believer, that's all you ever need. Believing in oneself is the apocalypse, the Antichrist for any religion, what they fear the most. For when people realize their own infinite capability, religion loses all its power. That's why pure selfishness has become heresy. As Marcus slowly trailed off into silence, his tone grew unexpectedly dark. Most of his words had sounded optimistic, and yet now his expression seemed almost hopeless. Well, speaking of beliefs, I do believe that's enough rambling for today. Rarely do I express my philosophies to anybody, so they're all rather jumbled in my head. Perhaps I only ought to write a book sometime. He straightened up again, though a wistful hint still lingered in his eyes. Let's move on, shall we? Offer me a fresh seed. Have you turned other vampires before? Oh, many, until the fairly recently passed. I turned most anybody who asked me. I firmly believe every soul cognizant of itself must take responsibility for its own actions. As one knows all the conditions of vampirism, yet still wishes to be turned, I saw it as my role to fulfill that wish. But why? It's a curse. You shouldn't hand it out like candy. What made you stop doing it? Is it trace? There was one powerful clawing reason that I could no longer ignore. I was getting too many postcards from my progeny. That can't actually be it. I guess that's as good a reason as any. That can't actually be it. And why not? I certainly have no moral hangups about turning individuals who plead for it. Not only are their mistakes none of my affair, but beyond those concerns. If one desires self-destruction, even secretly, then sooner or later it will always surface. The smile seemed a little darker than normal. Okay, about someone else? Nope. Something that happened recently? Why were you at the party in Saturnalia? I suddenly had an idea that something interesting might happen. That, and I always enjoy making others uncomfortable when I can. Lazarus! That's his fucking name. I met this human named Lazarus in the sewers. Oh, what did you think of him? He's an absolute monster, but Charisse wanted to turn him. Something about him is very compelling. I'm not really sure he's a bizarre person. I think he's as fascinating as he is damaged. You guys actually said if I would have taken his favor, I would have learned more about him. So I guess in whoever's next route I'm playing, I'll decide to do the favor for Lazarus. At first I didn't want to do the favor for Lazarus because, you know, crazy man, just killing vampires out here. But I do want to learn about him eventually. So Randall's gonna be the next one, and Randall's route we'll learn about him. Something about him is very compelling. Indeed, I was drawn to him also. Lazarus is neither the first nor the last of his kind, so whether you admire or despise him, I suggest you learn from his story. I think that's all for now. Very well. We'll see each other again soon, I'm sure. Leaving Marcus and Shopper returned to the dark streets. Oh, we can still go somewhere? Okay, well, let's go to the bar. If I don't get to see bartender guy, I'm going back and we'll see Randall. The moment I stepped inside the club, I noticed it was much louder than before. There was a live band performing tonight, blasting their music through the loudspeaker as the crowd listened and danced. Aw, it's Aloysia. I don't really care for her too much. We're going back. The beach house. I'm literally just talking to everybody. I know you guys said if I spend time in the hotel, my Ascari rate will go up with my Ascari people, but at this point, I don't even know who I'm going for. I had my driver take me to Santa Monica, deciding to stop by Randall's place. Is he not here? If he's not here, then I'll just go back to the hotel and hang out there. A large crowd was gathered inside, filling the air with the chattering of excited voices. Everywhere I looked, vampires were clustered tightly together like a hive of buzzing bees. But amidst the swarm of ours, I saw a strangely solitary figure by the sliding door. Randall. Oh, he is here. Let's talk to him. What is this? A flood? A flood? I don't know what that says. I stepped over to the door where the Mavar were, giving Randall an unusually wide berth. Maybe he'd asked to be alone for a little while. Well, shit, I'm not giving him that apparently. When I got close, he didn't seem to notice me at first, until finally his head jerked up. Hi, love. Hi, Michiko. I heard about what happened and Jesus Christ. He exhaled. Oh shit, should I be here? Because one of your people died. He exhaled a long breath through his teeth, clenching his jaw. I'm sure you know this already, but I'd never let any of my guys attack you like that. It must have been some dumb fuck who thinks you're the one to blame for our problems. Are you doing okay? It was terrifying. I didn't know if I was going to make it out of there. Never felt better in my life. It takes way more than that to shake me up. Honestly, I think I would be pretty shaken up because there was a crowd. It wasn't just those two people. Fuck. I hope those fuckers all got whatever they deserved. Randall sighed, running a hand through his messy hair. Well, if you're alright, then that's a big weight off my shoulders. If you want, we can talk about something else. Get your mind off things. Or your mind. I get if you're not up for it, though. Okay, you can't ask him about himself. About someone else? What about Andre? I'll say who is that, but that's the head honcho in Kokata. As soon as I mentioned Andre's name, Randall went red, his teeth clenching. Don't ever fucking trust anything that guy tells you, Michiko. All I'm gonna say is that he's a cold, evil bastard. What if he was the one saving me? Scares me more than Charisse does. Okay. I met this guy who lives in the sewers, Lazarus. Lazarus, huh? Not ringing any bells, sorry. Though I didn't know the sewers are a real estate hotspot. That's it for now. Alright, I'm real glad you came to see me, Michiko. He reached out to squeeze my shoulder, gazing at me intently. Wow, trying to steal my heart. But, sorry, not but. Be careful out there because, well, until the war's over, anything could fucking happen. As we parted ways, I felt Randall's gaze still on my back, following me closely. Aw, he still cares. It's one of his people, but he's still worried about me more than his stupid idiot person. Slipping out of the beach house, I made my way back across the sand. Time had passed quickly and the night was already almost over. Time to head back. I don't mind where I went. Literally met the three honchos. As I returned to my room, I still felt slightly unnerved from my earlier brush with death. The sight of all those bodies stayed fresh in my mind. What if our places had been reversed and my corpse was lying there right now while they walked free? If not for my mysterious savior, that situation might have come true. Whoever the savior is. The thought didn't give me any comfort as I huddled in for another dreamless rest. What am I doing now? Talking to Charisse? Oh shit, it's thundering? Somewhere outside my window, thunder rumbled in the distance. I had been awoken by a phone call from Charisse an hour or two earlier, instructing me to stay in my room on standby. Something about a mission she was planning, but I had a feeling that wasn't her only motivation for keeping me here. Well, I almost died. You're gonna send me out again? So restless and wide awake, I sat flipping through the TV channels, absently taking in the infomercials and televangelists. What the heck? That's weird. Hello? As I stared absently at the screen, suckling on a leftover blood bag, a firm knock came at my door. Well, that's not Heath. Heath doesn't knock like that. When I hopped off my bed and hurried over to answer it. Hi, sir. Good evening, miss. Charisse's agent stood there, offering me a polite smile. Miss Locke wanted me to pass along a message to you. What does she need me to do now? Pizza delivery? I'm listening. Hold on. I'm listening in the next episode. So anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
touch it,